This video will be about starting a box truck business and hiring drivers. Once you get established and you want to get you another truck and get some more workers up under you, try to make you a little bit more money. Just give you an insight on how to get them paid and everything like that. All right, so we're gonna get right into it. So this is just for Georgia only. I don't know how other states apply, but this is for Georgia. This is everything I did from start to finish, starting a box truck business, including getting your business account and everything like that. Don't pay no mind to the video. It's just just doing a voiceover. Had a whole bunch of clips and stuff of doing some box truck stuff that I just didn't have a video to make. I just threw it in here. So just hey, what's going on, girl? So anyway, we're gonna get straight into it. So the first thing you want to do is you want to make sure that this is really what you want to do. That is the biggest thing when people ask me, hey Doc, how do you start your business? Or hey Jax, how'd you get started? Hey, are you sure this is what you want to do? Because this business takes a lot of money that gets put into it, and essentially you want to make this your baby. You don't want to just excuse my French, you just don't want to half-ass it. All right, you want to put everything you got into it and roll with it, because it's not going to be easy. Just like anything else, it's not going to be easy starting off unless you just won the lottery. All right, and money ain't a thing. So the very first thing, you want to make sure that this is what you want to do. After that, you want to get you an LLC. All right, don't go into the whole buying the truck thing. I'm telling you from firsthand experience. I was lucky enough, knock on wood, I didn't run into all the crazy stuff that I hear other drivers ran into when I've talked to people, and all the horror stories I've heard. I did research. I talked to a lot of people. I'm just really cautious about stuff. So I've been lucky enough to run into that. So what you want to do is you want to start an LLC. So you want to find a name that you want to use. And I promise you, you want to check to make sure that name ain't already in service, because I had to submit mine twice because the name I was using was already in service. Somebody else was already using it in the state of Georgia somewhere. So you want to check to make sure that the name is available. Once you see that the name's available, which is a website you can go to, you just go to the Secretary of State for Georgia. Brad Roethlisberger. You go onto that website, there's a business name search, a business name check that you can use to make sure that you're not using somebody else's name. All right. So once you found a name that you think you're good with, you want to go onto the website, Secretary of State, eCore, I think it's .gov. You go on there and you go ahead and start your paperwork, which is pretty much asking who you are, what type of business you want to use. And if you're doing a business like mine is a subcontracting business. I've got a trucking business and I got a subcontracting business. So the subcontracting business is basically I provide services to other companies who need our services. So for example, maybe there's a company who's paying their people 1099s and not W-2s, but they need drivers. So they wouldn't hire me as an individual. They would hire Jackson Unlimited, which is the company I have, Jackson Unlimited LLC. And it's pretty much, we provide services. We can give drivers, we can do mechanic stuff. It falls up under there, providing services. Or we can go out and do scrap removal and junk removal. It covers a wide array of stuff that we could do. And then the trucking side, of course, is the trucking side. That's where you got your commercial stuff that kicks in. But you want to make sure you know exactly what you're doing and which one you select. So make sure before you select what business it is, you know exactly what that business entails. All right. Once you finish the process, the paperwork is pretty simple. It's pretty self-explanatory. The only time it gets kind of tricky is at the end when you finish it up, where it asks for it's like a representative or a registered agent. The registered agent cannot be the owner. All right. So if you want to do it like me and my wife did, I'm the owner of the business and she's a registered agent. All right. So anytime there's a situation that somebody needs to call, or they're trying to sell stuff, like they're going to try to sell you pens and copy machines, they're going to send you Uline stuff, they're going to try to make money, because as soon as you open your business, that stuff's going to get broadcasted, just like, with your DOT and stuff. But I'll get to that later. So once you get everything set up with that, you got to pick your registered agent. So if you're not married or you're not in a relationship or anything like that, and if you got anybody that you trust or somebody who you think is going to be able to help you out with this, you can put them down. They don't have to be a worker. They don't have to be in the business, but they have to be somebody who you can trust that's going to represent the business in a positive light. All right. So once you do the registered agent thing, there's another person who's like a signer, or it's kind of like somebody who can do dealings for you besides the registered agent, and that can be the owner, especially if you got a single member LLC, where it's just you by yourself, or like a DBA, or doing business as. And that's the only part that was kind of tricky, that I had a lot of people call me about once I kind of walked them through it. Other than that, everything was self-explanatory. Once you finish that, you can have two options. You can do the $200 where you wanted an immediate answer within like 2 days, or you can do the $100 and it's like, they get to you when they can. I normally just did the 100 because I wasn't in a rush, and this is the biggest, most important thing about getting into business. Take your time, patience, don't rush it. Don't rush anything, because you don't want to look back and be like, oh my God, I should have waited. I mean, believe me, as a young man, back in the day, I've had to look back and say that multiple times. So take your time, let them look through it. They're going to give you either a approval letter, or they're going to give you a denied letter. The denied letter could be just that the name that you chose, because they're going to let you pick 3 names that you want to use your business as, and they're going to pick which one. Well, they're not going to pick for you. They're going to try the first one you pick. If that one is too close, then they're going to look at the second one. If that one is too close to another name, then they're going to pick the third one. So me being as arrogant as I am, when I just picked the one, because I say, well, this name is just unique. Nobody else has his name. They still gigged me on it because it was similar to another name. So I had to pick again. I had to change the letter in even more. So instead of 1 letter, I had to change like 2 or 3 letters and remove some letters. So the name was still the same, and it still held on to what I wanted it to say. I just had to change it up some. It still came out pretty cool. I'm real pleased with it. It wasn't a drastic change that I just said, oh my God, I can't do this. And so it came out pretty good. Once you finish that, if you send you the approval letter, you're gonna get a letter from Brad Roethlisberger, Secretary of State, and it's gonna pretty much give you a control number, and pretty much said this is your articles of formation, or articles. I think it's article formation. You got to bear with me. I'm going it right off the tempo because it rolls off the tongue when I'm talking to somebody. But you pretty much get your letter that pretty much certifies you as a LLC. It recognizes you as a LLC in the state of Georgia. No one can take that name from you, and you're good to go from that point. That is probably the most technical part of this whole thing. After that, now you can go get your EIN through the IRS. That's very important. This is how you file your taxes at the end of the year. So you go get your EIN, you go to the IRS site, and you fill out that you're a new LLC. And the IRS portion is probably the simplest part ever. I didn't have no issues, and nobody ever called me back having issues about having to go through the IRS. So I'm just going to slide right through that part. They give you your EIN right there on the spot at the end. Make sure you don't do what I did and just kind of print that paperwork, print that letter, confirmation letter there, or screenshot it or whatever you did. I screenshot it, but because I was kind of doing sorry about that. But since I screenshot it, but since I was doing more two or three different things at once, I didn't get to print out the letter right then and there. So you could have that option, or you can just go ahead and do the screenshot. So, but anyway, once you get that done, now you can roll into your DOT and your MC. All right. Now, a lot of people ask me, "Hey, Doc, do I need to have it?" And here it is. If you have a vehicle that is more than 10,000 pounds, you have to get it registered as a commercial vehicle. All right. You got to get your DOT, Department of Transportation number. All right. Now, if you're going to be running outside of the state, let's say you're running with Rooms to Go or Home Depot or something like that, where you're only going to be running inside the state, then you can just get your DOT. You don't need the MC. All right. The MC allows you to travel outside of the state and go into Tennessee, South Carolina. You get to go into other states, basically. All right. So if you're going to be running with Amazon, you're going to need an MC, because Amazon is normally going to run outside of your state. All right. And MC, the DOT, it doesn't cost that much. I think it cost me about $300. I end up getting the 400 or either the $500 package, because I end up getting the audit protection thing, or not protection, but it's an audit packet that gives you paperwork that shows you what you need to keep track of for when an audit hits you, and you can keep track of it so you can send it in. And it's just a coincidence I'm doing this video, and I just got audited Friday, where they send me a letter asking me that, to send all this documentation to make sure that I'm still in compliance with the DOT, FMCSA. If not, then I'll be shut down. And I'll make another video for that at a later date to show y'all how that went. But the company that I use is called Motor Carrier HQ. Motor Carrier HQ. I've had a great experience with these folks. I called them up. I told them that, hey, I need a DOT, I need an MC. Side note, you can do it yourself now. Don't get it twisted. You can do it yourself. You don't have to go through somebody. But this was just more convenient for me. All right. And basically what they do, they get you your DOT right there on the spot, and you have to wait 20 days after that to get your MC, to get it approved or whatever, get it active, basically. In those 20 days, that's when you're going to need to have a truck. You don't have to get a truck. You can still go and take your time to get a truck. If you've already got a truck, good. If you don't worry. Don't rush it. Still take your time. In my situation, we already had a truck. All right. And we just went ahead and waited for the 20 days and let it go active. Within that time frame, this is when you want to get your DOT annual inspection done on your vehicle. If you have one, you find a shop that's DOT pretty much certified, to where they'll just go ahead and certify your truck for a year and all of that. But I'll make another video for that. This is just starting the business part. So we went over getting the business LLC, getting your name, getting your EIN with the IRS, and then we getting your DOT and your MC. All right. And the folks at Motor Carrier HQ, I don't get paid for none of that stuff. I don't get paid for none of this. I just like to help folks that's trying to get started off like I am. And there are other companies out there. This is just the one I used to get started, and I have no problems. They sent me a nice little packet, or welcome packet, and it had all my folders that can detail all the stuff that you need to keep track of, which is, your DOT card, your maintenance, your receipts and stuff, like all your maintenance you do on your vehicle and stuff of that nature. So I've had a good deal with them, and when I got my audit, I felt real confident that all the stuff that they told me I was going to need is actually exactly what they were asking for. Last but not least, you want to get you a ELD. I use Keep Trucking. I did the annual $240 a year, the annual fee for $240. That's what I used. You can get you some dash cams and get all this other high-speed stuff. It's, either one, it really doesn't matter. Hey, give me a minute. I'm outside my base here in Dobbins. Got a couple of Black Hawks and Chinook flying over. So anyway, you get that stuff. You get your ELD. You're gonna need that. Don't listen to nobody saying you don't need it. You're gonna need that. As soon as a trooper pulls you over, the first thing they're gonna ask you for is, let me see your logs, or put yourself in on duty, not driving. And as soon as you give them they're gonna say, okay, well, let me see your paper log. If you give them another he's gonna go ahead and tell you to power it down and step out, because now they know you have to have something to track your hours of service. You still need a paper log as a backup in case the electronic one go out, but that's a whole nother video for a whole nother time. So like I said, this stuff it's a lot of material. It's a lot of stuff you need to know, but the business portion was really for this video, and I just want you guys to know that. But this is just for the Georgia version, but that's just the ground sake for it. If you guys have any other questions, all you got to do is hit me up. You can like, subscribe if you want. That's cool. Just keep coming back to get, as much knowledge as you can. But that's the portion of how I got it and how me and my wife did it. And how we're going now. So I appreciate you guys listening. Like I said, if you got any question, anything, let me know. And see you guys later. Peace.